Hey, what's happening? I know I've been gone for a while, but I missed you guys. What is up? Um, Holidays, right? Sorry, I was watching some shit that was hella funny. Meme life, you know? It's funny because I never post memes, but I do get them and I do give them, but I probably should do it more often. Hi, Chew. How are you doing today, man? Um, Things have been crazy, right? I mean, I keep forgetting to get everything done. And right now I'm trying to post this video from my Zach Wild interview. And I keep
buy
like
my signature dildo at those sex stores while you're at it.
that's what happens when you log on to TikTok. It just automatically starts playing shit. And I'm like, I don't want to play shit. I want to post shit. And then it makes it difficult for me to do that. It's like
who wants to be miserable?
There we go.
I don't. Who wants to be miserable?
And then I have to listen to this the whole time, like while I post it. Jeez Louise, man. So sleepcation should be a thing. I don't know if anybody's tried it, but I 100% slept. And I'm sorry for blowing off stuff last week. I know there's shows I wanted to go to and people I wanted to hang out with, and I did not do either of those things. You know what I did? I went to bed early every night. I read a whole book. I binge watched a murder series in French. I mean, it had subtitles, but still, I've been doing French on Duolingo. In fact, today will be my 900-day streak on Duolingo. And it actually, it must be working because I actually was able to understand a lot of the French and then like kind of double check the subtitles when they said something a little bit different. And I was like, huh. So either the subtitles are kind of like anglicizing or there are these French phrases, which is more likely, that have like multiple meanings, which I'm finding out, which are really complicated. Learning another language is kind of a pain, but I don't know if you can tell. Look at this. Like the bags under my eyes that are usually like really dark and purple are like slightly less dark and purple because I have been sleeping. My Apple Watch was like, you have slept between 9 and 10 hours for the last fortnight. And I'm all, have I though? Cool. Yeah, honestly, nothing was going to be better than sleep, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, I did miss King Diamond and I did miss LA Guns and I did really want to see both of them. But I did have a lovely Thanksgiving with some really good friends, and that was super easy because my BFF, he cooks everything. And in fact, he won't even let me try to pretend to help. He just does it all. And I just show up late and everything's right there. And it was amazing. I did gain 3 pounds overnight, but I've pretty much gotten back off. I've pretty much taken it off since then. And I did have my high school friends over for brunch on Sunday. That was fun. They wanted to go out for brunch, and I was like, it's brunch. Hey, Mike, like, how hard is it to cook brunch? I was like, just bring some eggs because my refrigerator's out. And I was like, just bring some eggs. And then my bacon. My bacon is at my mom's house. So fortunately, my bestie from high school lives still down the street from my mom's house, where I had to put all my freezer stuff when the refrigerator died. And I was like, swing by my mom's house, pick up a pound of bacon that I got in the freezer, grab a dozen eggs, and meet me at the house. So yeah, they came over and it was so much easier. Like, it's so easy. You just throw the bacon. I made bacon and avocado toast and scrambled eggs, which I scrambled in the bacon grease because thanks, Mike. I'll tell you what, it has been kind of amazing, right? Like I'm still like a shit show 99% of the time, but I'm a lot less angry about it because I finally got enough sleep. But yeah, so I made avocado toast and bacon and eggs and coffee and tea, and that's all we were gonna get at the restaurant anyway. And instead of us spending, what probably would have been like $120 for 3 people at a brunch spot was basically the cost of groceries, which made it super easy. Hang on a second. Zach Wild. Zach Wild is on TikTok. Did you know that? Did anybody see my Zach Wild interview? Am I going to the game on Sunday? That is a good question, Mike. I emailed Baby Huey and asked if he was going so that I could ride with him, and I haven't heard back. Hopefully. I mean, if I got to, and I kind of got to, because I've already missed a couple of games, and I did promise to go to 6 games when I got my credential. I might have to ask the tailgate guys to let me ride with them, which they absolutely would. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't let me. They welcome me with open arms, but they only welcome me with open arms provided I show up between 6 and 6:05 a.m. And that is, as we all know, not my brightest hour. It's not even bright at that hour. It's like still dark. But hopefully, yeah. He said he was going. Oh, you messaged him on IG? Oh, cool. Well, I mean, him going to the game and him being able to carpool with me, 2 different questions. So, but yeah, hopefully he'll get back to me. And if he's able to carpool with me, that would be wonderful, because then I can sleep in until like 8:00 in the morning, and then just meet him at his place, and then we can drive in together, which always ends up being great. I need some hashtags. What are some good hashtags here? Whoa. Okay, I guess we'll leave that. I don't need all the hashtags, do I? They get Zach Wild was honorably mentioned by East Bay Times. Oh yeah, cool. What, you haven't watched my interview, Jacob? I thought you'd be like first in line because you tend to be that guy. There we go. And post. Finally. I've been meaning to do that. I'm not kidding you, since like noon. I started trying to post that at probably like 11:30, 11 or 11 o'clock this morning. And then stuff just kept like, nope, do this now. Nope, do this now. Nope, do this now. Hey, Frank, what's up? I'm good. Oh, thank you. Well, like I said, I got some sleep. Oh my God. They call it beauty sleep for a reason, because I just feel so much better. Honestly, I can't wait to sleep more. I know there's stuff coming up that I'm supposed to be going to, and I'm just like, could I just go home and go to bed again? I went to bed at like 9:30 last night. I don't know what happened. I mean, to be fair, I'm going to bed and reading a book, or like watching something. So by the time I mean, if I go to bed at 9:30, by the time I get to sleep, it's like 11 still. But Tony, what's up? You have met many famous people over the years. Everyone was great. Zach Wild was the only one that was a jerk? Wow. You got stuck babysitting him when Ozzy did an in-store at the record store you worked at? Oh, you know what, Tony? I'll bet you that, just judging by the fact that it was Ozzy in real life and a record store, was probably 20 years ago. Way before Zach was sober. Zach's been sober for like 14 years now. You might have caught him at the tail end of that. I don't know if anybody remembers Zach going to rehab and not getting booted from Ozzy, but just kind of not being taken out with Ozzy when he was when Ozzy was like, "Well, I'm looking for a new guitar player. How about this Gus G kid?" Hey, Kevin. Aw, thanks. I missed you guys too. Hey, Davey. Yeah, I feel bad for being gone so long. I kept meaning to like try and tap in, and it was I was just tired, you know. Um, hang on a second. I gotta make sure I'm on top of this so I don't miss anything. Cause I am still on the radio. Dan, you're funny. I wasn't gone. I just wasn't on live stream for a while because holiday. I decided to take a holiday from everything. And honestly, it was great. I have not been anywhere, Kevin. I went to bed. I went home and I stayed home. And every day I got up and I like hit the treadmill and did a little cleanup around the house and did a little cooking and had to make some phone calls and run some errands on account of I don't know if you know, but I have this power issue at my house that blew up my refrigerator and my dishwasher. So I've been kind of trying to deal with that. So I had to cook off all the animal products in the house. And then the only thing I have left really is the cheese and some eggs, and those are in the wine fridge. The wine fridge doesn't stay cold enough for like animal products per se, but cheese is already kind of a moldy. Yeah. But cheese does okay in the wine fridge. Not in perpetuity though. I'm going to be eating a lot of cheese coming up here pretty soon. Hi PJ. No, you didn't win anything. Hey Sherry. Thank you. I think everybody should get a sleepcation. Oh my God. And I had to make the choice, right? Like I didn't go to Zach's Sabbath because I had friends over. My brunch turned into like an all day thing. And I didn't go to LA Guns because I just was like, I am still in my pajamas because I spent all of Black Friday doing all my Christmas shopping. All of it. And and I missed King Diamond too, because we had that day off, and I was like, I was so tired after everything. This month has just been too much, man. And I was like, is it better than sleep? Nope. Is any of this anything I haven't seen before? Nope. So I'm cool with it. Actually, and plus I've seen King Diamond at the Warfield a couple of times, and that was the hardest one to miss because, he could die. He was already canceling shows on the tour. But I feel like I've seen him enough. I'm good. I've made this argument before, right? This is my go-to argument when I'm like, is it better than sleep? Hey, Brett. Hey, Thomas. I'm hoping to go to the game. I was just saying earlier that I'm waiting to hear back from baby Huey whether or not I can carpool with him. And if I can't carpool with him, I'm probably going to need to suck it up and go with my tailgate folks at 0 dark 30 because I need to go to a game. It's been a minute. Hey, Kevin, my holiday was great. I was just saying how one of my besties hosts Thanksgiving, and he is not only like borderline amateur chef, he refuses to let anyone cook or even help. In fact, this year I was like, let me bring something. Otherwise, I'm a deadbeat. And he didn't even want me to bring wine. Usually I'll at least like pony up for some good wine. But nope. I brought vodka and Kahlua so we could make espresso martinis with dessert. Dessert was like homemade ice cream, by the way. In fact, somebody else that does dinner with us always brings like some kind of like tarts, like little mini pies. And you can tell how he's always just like, dessert is a homemade salted caramel ice cream. Oh, and we have these pies. So I know better than to try and bring a food product, which makes it super easy on me, especially because it is not some like get up early and be here on time all day thing. I literally show up late for like a 6:30 dinner, and we just hang out and chill and eat and talk and drink until I think I left at 11:30. and then I go home and go to bed. So it's a very relaxing Thanksgiving day. It's funny, I kept getting all these like what do you call it? I keep getting these sorry, I just got a text that I need to respond to, and I totally forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Something about Thanksgiving. It's gone now. Moving on. My holiday was great. Oh, I was getting all these texts. That's what it was. I was getting all these like texts from people like Thanksgiving, happy to see you, thankful for you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool, love it, love it. And then I started getting like stress texts from people of like, I was hoping to see you, but I can't. And I'm like, it's cool. Don't sweat. I know, but I feel bad. No, don't feel bad. I'm not even putting on makeup for people today. Nope. Don't feel like you got to. I was like, we need to stop like insisting on FaceTime with people. It's too much right now. The holidays are just too much in general, man. I'm that person that like wants to see you during the year so that I don't feel like I have to see you during the holidays. And I'm that person that sees the band every chance I get so that when it's the last chance, I'm like, good. I don't need to see that last tour that costs 10 times as much and is pain in the ass. I already saw him a bunch. Yeah, Tony, it was 1991. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was Zach at his zackiest. Hey Taylor, you're in Pensacola. Oh, thanks. This is an amazing stylist who does my cut and extensions. The blue are the extensions about 4 times a year. And then the rest is the Dyson Airwrap. You've never met Metallica, but you met Cliff Burton's father, Ray. Ray was a sweetheart. He's a good guy. Oh, that's cool that you met him. Yeah, lucky you met him right before he passed away. He was a sweetheart. Dan, what did I buy for Black Friday? Mostly toys, toys for the Toys for Tot giveaways. I'm always invited to something that is like a bring a toy thing. Also, if you are looking for something fun to do, Cobb's Comedy Club and the Punchline in San Francisco are having a toy drive right now. So if you go to one of those, bring a toy. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Jacob, the 9th step in rehab is making amends. Yeah. I don't know if that Zach doesn't strike me as a 12-step guy. I think he's I got sober and I'm going to stop being an asshole guy, but I don't think he's doing the amends. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Hey, Red. It is actually not a new bracelet. It's a very old bracelet that I just I pulled out of the closet to wear someplace else recently, and then I just pulled it out this morning again because it was on top. I like to wear it with this ring because they're both roses. When does the power get rectified, Kevin? Well, the power is not. It's funny you should ask. I spent a lot of this morning with the county builders permit people. Let's see. What are they called? Contra Costa County Permit Office. So there was like an issue with me applying. I had to apply for the permit, which I spent most of Monday doing. Every morning, it's like I have hours of stupid shit that I have to do. So I had to apply for a permit for the electrical because we're gonna have to upgrade the panel. And because we're upgrading the panel, we have to move the panel because my panel's in a place where I guess used to be cool, but now is no longer cool. It's too close to the gas meter. So then they hit me this morning with you can't get a permit because you already have a permit open for your kitchen remodel from 2014. And I was like, Kiwa. So I had to deal with that this morning. So plus then I had to file an application with PG&E. And PG&E will not take an application over the phone for their part in it, right? Because PG&E has to cut off the power at the source so that you can work on the electrical panel. And I spent all this time trying to get through to a human at PG&E, which is really difficult to do unless you're paying a bill. And then I finally got through to one who was like, yeah, you have to fill that out online. There's nothing we can do to help. And then it's this extensive and really complicated online form that asks for your building permit number. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm just trying to make an appointment for you guys to shut off my power. And you need me to fill out like this giant form in triplicate online. Anyway, so I finally got through to the end of that, and they were like, our first appointment is available December 22nd. So I'm not without power. I do have power. The electrician came out and I guess moved some stuff around on the bar so that it can handle the power that I'm using right now. I just am very sparing with the heater, and I try not to use the heater at the same time anything else is happening. Like I'm not blow drying my hair while the heater's running. And then the air and the refrigerator is so hopefully, because right now it's only December 3rd and I can't get the power shut off until December 2nd. That December 22nd, sorry, that it will be rectified December 22nd. Because that's the first available time they can shut off the power. Hey, Brock. I know, funny, right? PJ, you just woke up from a nap. I have a meme for you, dude. Wait, God forbidden Skin Lab canceled? Why? Dude, I'm planning on flying to San Diego for that God forbid show. It better not cancel. Let's see. Here's the meme. Shout out to everybody who got through the day without taking a nap. Pulled an all-dayer. Pretty rough. That cracked me up. Hang on, I got to answer this. Oh, whoops. The boss is texting. We got to do that thing. Okay. Yay, commercials are happening tomorrow. Okay. Okay. That's done, Z's. Oh, you know what? I should do this on Chrome, huh? Hey, Justine. I hope you had a good holiday. Oh, no, your ear. Ouch. Wow. A blocked ear? Do you have to get one of those like candles from the drugstore or something? Eek. Yeah, Jacob, sleep is my drug of choice. And I have choices. I live in California. You wanted to ask, what do I think if my coworkers are FBI, DHS, DEA, ATF agents and they know where you sleep? What? Jacob, what the fuck? I don't understand what you're asking. Dan, you worked on Thanksgiving? Aw. Well, I'm glad you got the food. Yum. I hope you got overtime. Right, Sherry? Thanksgiving should be relaxing. My sister was like super stressing. She's texting because she was house sitting for my brother in Pacifica. And then she was going to go to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, well, if you guys want to swing by my place for like coffee, brunchy, whatever on the way to mom's, just come on by because I'm not going to mom's because mom's is stressy. And then she was like texting me at 11 and she's all, oh my God, I don't know what, we're not even up. We're not even out of here. We're not ready for anything. And I'm like, it's cool. And then she texted me again at like a couple hours later and was like, I have no idea how we're going to get this together. I don't know if we can come by. And I was like, don't come by. I don't want you to come by if it's going to be like this. Like, chill the fuck out. You can come get coffee anytime. We're cool. Like, the way that people insist on your presence as like some sort of obligatory like family, like prove that you have family thing. It's just like, it's too much for me. I don't hang out with any of those people anymore. Like half my family went to Idaho for Thanksgiving. And I was like, let me know when you guys are meeting up in Hawaii, maybe, but Idaho, yeah, definitely not. Definitely no on the it's the Ida note as far as I'm concerned. I love that my cousins moved out there and I hope they're happy that they don't have to vaccinate their kids or whatever. But I'm not coming to visit ever. Not there. I mean, of all the red states, right? They're not getting my tourist dollars. If I've got to cough up tourist dollars to a red state, it's going to be like New Orleans, Nashville, Miami, maybe. And that's if. Hey, Mark. Tony, last week I mentioned being underage and seeing the Bullet Boys at the Stone. Yeah. Yes, I did have to wait in. I don't think it was a separate line though. Oh, no, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think there were times I had to wait in a separate line. You know what happened? I'll bet you, because it was a popular show and we knew it was going to sell out. So we bought our tickets at like either Bass Tickets or at Ticketron. I can't remember which, but I think we bought them at Bass Tickets. And I think Bass Tickets had a drink ticket that you could buy in advance. And I think that put us in the ticket holder line because we had already bought our drink tickets in advance. I think. Maybe. But yeah, I was underage and I had to buy drink tickets at the Stone. Most of the time I would show up and just try to look older and then walk past them without buying the drink tickets. And I remember one time I tried to do that. And I remember the guy stopped me and he was like, "Where's your ID?" And I was like, and I remember he was like, "You smell really good. If you tell me what that perfume is, I'll let you get in without buying drink tickets." And I was like, creepy, but it's White Diamonds. Go nuts. See you, bro. So I'm betting I know what was under that guy's Christmas tree for his lady that year. Dan, you got a new air fryer? Nice. I have a purple air fryer because my sister wanted a purple air fryer one year for Christmas, and the place I bought it from made some kind of mistake and sent her two. So it was like it ended up being a buy one get one free by accident. So now I have a purple air fryer. Works fine. Hi, Gina. You know what, Justine, I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of holidays that happen around the Christmas time that have nothing to do with Christmas. So I feel like that's not really, it's okay to forget that. I mean, me personally, I'm an atheist. So I'm just here for the food. And that goes for Hanukkah. Is that when Diwali is? No, Diwali's. What's the Muslim one? There's a Muslim one, right, in December. But there's Hanukkah, there's Christmas, there's solstice, there's anyway, every major religion has their like solstice adjacent holiday at the end of the year. So honestly, I really truly feel like we got to stop holding on to that obligation. I don't think holidays are important. I think they need to be less and less important as like obligatory actions and more important as time for yourself. And I don't mean like in a selfish way. I mean like time for you to decide how you want to celebrate your holiday. If that's between you and your God, great. If it's between you and your family, fabulous. But if one of those options is not working out for you, you shouldn't be obligated for either of them. That's where I'm at on holidays. Robert Emperor's coming to San Francisco? How did that get past me? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to be looking for this thing. I forgot about that. Oh man, they had a Black Friday sale and I missed it. Products. Haha, I do. Whoops. Oh, because they announced it later on they announced it this afternoon and I missed it. There it is. Ooh, the Warfield? Emperor at the Warfield? Crazy. Okay. What were we saying? Dope. Aha. Hey, Tom. Damn, Robert, you're right. I cannot believe Emperor is going to be at the Warfield. That seems like, don't get me wrong, I'm stoked Emperor is playing in San Francisco, but the Warfield? That seems like a big house for that band. Didn't Emperor play like at the Regency last time? Or am I mistaken? Hey, Gina. Hey, Tom. Yeah, you know what, Marlon? I was talking about the world of government construction and all of that business, and it's such a double-edged sword, right? Because a huge amount of that is like red tape bureaucracy that is basically holding us all back, but also a huge amount of that is to keep sketchy people from building places that are going to fall down around them, right? It's Phil Collins on 107.7 The Bone. I'm Nikki Blakk, and now every time I hear In the Air Tonight, I think of Mike Tyson because of the Hangover movies. But now every time I think of Mike Tyson, I think of that terrible fight on Netflix, and I'm like, ugh, can we not do that again? I feel like nobody won that fight. Everybody walked away from that fight just feeling bad about themselves and the world in general. Okay. Where were we? Oh, permits. Yeah. You know, I mean, some of it is valid. I've known people that built things that were not up to code, and then those things started to fall, and you know, like floors fell out of them and people got hurt and things like that happened. And so I can see both sides of it, but I do think that the permitting process is a bit much. You know what I'm saying? And also not exactly effective, right? Um, you basically submit plans, and since the pandemic, they don't even require inspections. So that's what I found out when I called, right? I called and was like, hey, I'm being told that my electrical panel permit is being held up because of some inspection on my kitchen. And they were like, oh gosh, that was back in 2014. And it looks like, oh yeah, no, it looks like you submitted plans and the plans were approved. So actually, the only thing that we were waiting for you to do is have this card signed by the inspector after the work was completed. And we don't even do that step anymore. So I think that they're going to clear it out so that I don't have to pay like some kind of crazy 2014 late fees for not doing this thing that they don't even do anymore. But I do have to pay. I think I had to pay, if I remember correctly, it was thousands of dollars. It was like $1,200, I think. And I got off easy because because all of my materials for that kitchen remodel were kind of fell off another job. My contractor had another job that was pulling out these cabinets. And I was like, I love those cabinets. He's like, you want them? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, well, then they're in your kitchen. So I didn't have to put the value of the cabinets, which if anybody's ever done a kitchen remodel knows is like, So when we explained that to them, that the cabinets were repurposed and weren't new and I wasn't paying for them and they weren't considered part of the value, my permit price went way down, but I still had to pay like $1,200. So I'm guessing for like a real full kitchen remodel permit would have been like $5,000 or more. And that seems egregious for somebody who is, already spending a lot of money on construction. But whatever, here we are. And now I got to drop like another couple $100 on that permit plus a few thousand on the work to get the power panel upgraded. So two things can be true, right? We can have too much bureaucracy in construction and we can also need some level of bureaucracy in construction. And I wish we could find out the way to kind of level those two things. But unfortunately, it's too much of a weapon for each side of the aisle. And it's politicians that set those standards. So getting them to agree on anything seems unlikely. Justine. Oh, Erin Brockovich did not put PG&E out of business. All she did was cost them a bunch of money, money that they should definitely have paid. The sad part about that is that I'm pretty sure when she sued PG&E, it was before it was a privately held company and it was still a public utility. So that was basically all taxpayer dollars, which is still kind of a misnomer because even though PG&E is a for-profit publicly held company now, everything they do seems to cost the taxpayers more money because we always end up footing half the bill for whatever it is that they destroy. And then we end up footing the other half of the bill in raised rates because, wow, our power rates have really gone up. So has water. Water's gone up a lot too. Hey, Rodney. Right, Marlon? I'm telling you, sleep. Oh my God. Like, why would I spend thousands of dollars on Botox when I could just take 4 or 5 days and sleep? B Hobbs, what's up? Just the Sack show got canceled, PJ? For God Forbid and Skin Lab? Okay. Wow. Okay, that was too much information, but you go on with your bad self. Oh, good. You got overtime on Thanksgiving. Everyone who has to work on a holiday should get overtime because, they're holidays. We should all be taking them off. Brian, you're at First Street in Benicia. Oh, it is nice out. Pacho, do I know a band named Tsunami from San Jose? I've heard of a band named Tsunami from San Jose, but I don't know them personally. Is that what you mean? Hey, Lance. What's up, Pittsburgh, PA? Ooh, you must be freezing out there, huh, Lance? Is it like icy cold? Brian, you're going to PJ? Everybody's going to Exodus on Friday, aren't they? I might be giving away some tickets. That's what actually I was like texting about, is trying to figure out how to like run a giveaway on my website because we don't have enough time to turn around the giveaways at the Bone, but I can do it on my own separately. So we'll see. Stick with me on that one. And Dan, now you want a peppermint mocha hot chocolate? That sounds really easy to make. Hot chocolate, candy cane. That's what you do with candy canes. You put them in hot chocolate because they're really kind of gross if you try to eat them outright. They're never fresh. They're always kind of like just a little too soft and icky. Jacob, you're not paranoid. If you have to tell people you're not paranoid, you may want to rethink that statement. Hacking and wiretapping is the norm. No, that's not normal. None of that is normal, Jacob. Pacho, what's in Raleigh? Are you in Raleigh? I don't know what you mean by Raleigh, Pacho. Justine, you were using a Q-tip to dry your ears on the inside, and it's ow, 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 oh, whew, yeah. Ooh, wow, that hurt. That hurts me just thinking about accidentally slamming a Q-tip into your eardrum. Yeah, I guess that's just going to be one of those things that you have to wait until the swelling goes down. Take a aspirin, take a whatever anti-inflammatory NSAIDs. Kwanzaa, that is the other one. Yeah. Does anybody know when Diwali is? Hey Siri, when is Diwali?
Diwali is on Tuesday, the 21st of October, 2025.
No, I knew it wasn't that one. I swear there's a Muslim holiday at the end of the year too. But anyway, my point wasn't to be specific about particular ethnicities, but more so that the concept of holiday has really gotten warped because now it's become this like mandatory family time, mandatory gift giving, mandatory food prep, mandatory participation. And I'm like, not about that mandatory anything anymore. I basically told my family, I was like, you guys got the first 40 holidays. I'm going to do whatever I want on the rest of them. Maybe that makes me an asshole. I'm done caring. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It's right? Because when you're a kid, you have no choice. Your parents make up the holiday rules. And then as you grow, it becomes a tradition. And so you're transitioning into adulthood, but you're still following all the adult family rules for holidays. And I did that for like literally 40 years. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day and was like, why am I so stressed out about this? I could literally just say no. No, thank you. Enjoy the holiday. Thrilled for you. Would love to spend time with you outside the holiday. But your holiday plans are not my holiday plans anymore. And if you would like my holiday plans to be your holiday plans, please work that out with me in advance. Don't just suddenly look at me in November or October and say, what do you mean you're not coming for Thanksgiving? Well, no, I made plans elsewhere. That's the fight in my family right now. You tell me, what would you do? Am I obligated to do what the family is doing? Or can I just do whatever I want as a grown-ass woman for the holidays? I mean, I would like to also point out that the majority of my family, not all, but the majority of my family do not make plans to see me outside of the holidays. It's just not a thing. For whatever reason. Oh, we figured you were so busy, or oh, we didn't know what you wanted to do, or whatever. It's fine. Not my responsibility. I guess that's the whole thing. Not my responsibility anymore. Some do Boxing Day. Oh, yeah, the Canadians, right? Canadians do Boxing Day. Wow, Tony, I can't believe the Stone let you in at 12. The Stone wasn't supposed to let people in that were under 16. In fact, I was the same way at 14 a few times. I had to convince them to let me in. And I was like, come on, man, I bought drink tickets. What more do you want? And they're like, well, we need to know. That might have been the conversation I was having with the guy. He might have been saying, I need your ID. And I was like, why do you need my ID? I already bought drink tickets. And I was trying to get in because I was 14 and not 16, like you had to be to get the drink tickets. Or maybe you had to be 18. Maybe I was 16 and you had to be 18. That sounds less tragic that he was like sniffing me, huh? If I was 16 and not 18, but only slightly less at this point because ew. Either way. Thank you, Sherry. I agree with you completely. Completely. I mean, 2 weeks ago spent the entire day with my mom, basically. You know, I drove to Fairfield. I picked her up. I drove her to Pacifica to see my nephews play. We saw the play together. I hung out with her at my brother's afterwards. I did run over and do some stuff with Chastain Baby Huey and Dennis Willis for a while. But then I came back and hung out with her at my brother's and picked her up and then drove her all the way home to Fairfield and then drove myself home to Concord. So, you know, it's not like I don't see them. And it's not like I shirk my responsibility as a family member. I just have since decided that their plans for holiday for the holiday aren't the same as my plans for the holiday unless I am involved in said plannings, right? See, that's the thing that parents don't get. Parents have been so long in assuming that what they want is what we want for the holidays. And if it's not, that doesn't compute for them because it's what we always do. Well, what if that's not what I want to do? And if it's not what I want to do, then I'm the asshole, apparently, which I'm used to. Kevin, contractors you're using for your wife's dad's condo upgrade is good and reasonable if I need someone good. Oh, I got a guy. I definitely got a guy, but thank you. Yeah, no, I'm good on that front. But you know what's funny is it is hard to find a good contractor. People are always trying to poach my guy. And I'm like, nope, can't have him. I mean, people always think that if they know somebody who knows the contractor, that they're somehow going to get like a bro deal. And I'm like, no. He's my bro. The bro deal doesn't extend that way. Bro deal stops here. I'm the one who hangs out with him on the reg. You're like a friend of mine. You're not getting bro deal. Don't even pretend. And then they're all shocked. Oh my God, he charges so much. Does he? I don't know, because I get the bro deal. Hey, Umberto. I'm good. I'm better than I was. I finally got a ton of sleep. Are we giving away tickets for AC/DC? Well, no, AC/DC is not going to be anywhere in Northern California. So until they announce a Northern California date, I don't see it happening. Occasionally, we will get a Las Vegas flyaway type thing. If that happens, I'll let you know. And it's not like that's out of the question. It's going to depend. I'll bet you we'll see the tickets go on sale at Allegiant. And if they sell, I don't know what their number is going to be, but I'm sure they're looking to sell X amount of tickets on the first day of the ticket on sale and probably the first week the tickets go on sale, which will be this week. And then if they haven't sold enough, then maybe they'll work with us and be like, hey, maybe we can get some people to fly out from the Bay Area and they'll give us a trip to give away. But as far as right now, nada. No show in the Bay. We've been talking about this constantly, right? Ever since the rumors started flying that they were going to announce the U.S. dates. There is still very much a possibility that they could add a date, right? Because we know that Another Planet is going to do a concert the week after Outside Lands, just like they did this year with System of a Down. They haven't announced what that show is going to be. We know Aftershock is going to happen in October and that it's possible that they could announce AC/DC with Aftershock. AC/DC could announce a second leg of their tour and do a stadium out here. That's a possibility as well. But for right now, if you definitely want to see AC/DC on this farewell tour, I would be planning a vacation. And I'd be planning it quick because hotel rates are about to go up now that they've announced all these stadium shows because people will be flying. Did you know that the entire Midwest has to fly to anything cool or drive? People drive like across 2-3 states to go to shows. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand that East Coast, Midwest living. I'm spoiled. I live in my liberal bubble of like awesome entertainment all the time. 22 degrees, Lance? Oh my God. I don't know what that means. I think it was 22 degrees once when I was in Tahoe, but whoo. No, I don't even think it was that cold then. Jesus. Hey, Christopher. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Marlon. You know what? One time I snorted beer. That's a great story. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you guys this one. Do I have time? Okay, I do. But then I got to start wrapping it up. So once upon a time, a bunch of us, I can't remember why were we there? We were all at this like brewery on Shattuck in Berkeley. There must've been a show or something happening. Triple Rock. I kept wanting to call it Red Rock because I think Red Rocks, Triple Rock Brewery on Shattuck in, Berkeley. And it's like the guys from Unjust, if you're local, you'll remember them. Some of the guys from Machine Head and my ex-husband's band 40 Grit. So it's all a bunch of band guys and girlfriends and we're all hanging out and having drinks and I cannot remember why. But I do remember that my best friend's ex-boyfriend was there, and he and one other guy were getting into it with Rob Flynn about which one of them could snort beer through a straw. And I remember it was hilarious because everybody was all like, "Rah, rah, rah." All the guys were being all blustery about it. And they were just like, "Rah, rah." And Rob was like, I got $20, $20 for whoever could snort this pint of beer. And it wasn't a full pint or anything. And all the guys were like, yeah, I could. And the first guy tries it. I want to say it was John. Maybe, I don't know. The first guy tries it, fails miserably. My bestie's ex tries it, also fails miserably. And I laughed and laughed because, he cheated on her and he deserved to get dumped. And he also deserved to suffer because that's what happens when you cheat on my girl. And I laughed and he was like, oh, yeah, you think you could do better? And I was like, not for $20. And he's like, bullshit, you just can't do it. And I was like, no, I'm just not dumb enough to do it for $20. Psh, you think I can't do it? Who are you kidding? I grew up in Fairfield. I feel nothing up here. And he was like, shut up, you can't. And I was like, what do you got? And he holds up and he pulls out $100 bill. And I was like, you ready to lose that? And he's like, I'm not going to lose it. I go, no. I'm telling you right now, you need to say it in front of everyone here. If I snort that pint of beer, it was like a half pint. It wasn't like a whole pint. I go, if I snort every bit of beer in that glass, you're giving me that $100, right? And he's like, yeah, sure. But I'm not worried about it because I just tried to do it and I couldn't. There's no way you can do it. And I was like, watch me. And I had my nose pierced at the time too. And so the screw inside my nose made it hard for me to like push it down to like get the suction. And then, but then also the nose screw in the way made it hard for me to like fit the straw up there to like also complete the suction to like do it. So whatever. I don't give a shit. This guy cheated on my girl. I'll give his fucking money. I don't care what it takes. I will not accept defeat. I don't care what it is. And it was bad. I was like, I'm just saying, I got a bloody nose. I snorted that shit. It's uncomfortable. If you've ever tried to snort something carbonated, much less beer, which is like carbonated plus like fermented, it's a whole host of problems. And also, it's not easy to get a half pint all the way up the straw and all the way in your nose and all the way through your sinuses to go down your throat, right? So it keeps falling back out. Oh, yeah, this is fucking horrible. I don't care. This guy cheated on my fucking best friend. I'm taking his money no matter what it takes. So for like 10 minutes, people start like the whole bar. I looked up and the whole bar is like around screaming about me snorting this beer, just like go, and all this shit. And I'm just like, fuck you, I got this. And then back with the straw, snorting the beer. Finally, I got to the bottom of the glass and I was like, fuck you, pay me. And I took his money. And the next day, he and his ex-girlfriend, my BFF, he bought us Great American tickets with that cash. And you know what's funny is Rob Flynn got out of paying me the 20. He was all, he's like, what? I was going to give the guys 20 if they did it, but they couldn't do it. So Russ paid you the 100. And I was like, all right, whatever. I see you, Rob Flynn. It didn't matter because, I walked away the winner. Steve Esquivel knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Were you there that day? Were Skin Lab hanging out with us? Do you remember that day at Triple Rock, dude? Oh my God, that shit was nuts. But you know exactly who I'm talking about, right? They gave me the 100. True story. If I'm lying, I'm buying. I think that was the first time my ex-husband proposed to me too. It was right after I finished that. He was very proud that his girlfriend was able to snort all that beer when all the guys couldn't hack it. Fuck yeah, snorting beer hurts, dude. I'm telling you, it is not for the faint of heart. I was like, I just wasn't gonna let it go. I was like, I don't care how much this hurts. I don't care if this feels like fucking needles in my eyeballs. I'm taking his money. Yes, Dan, Elton John is going blind. Thanks for bringing down the room. The fuck, dude? Yeah, the Stone was supposed to be 18 and over, but I think they let in a lot of people under 18 and just did not care. For real, Carlton, people always want handyman prices out of contractors, and it's a joke. Oh my God. Contractors have to know so much, so very much. I mean, I know more about contracting now than I ever should just because of everything he's told me. He's like, no, 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 we can't do it this way. We've got to do it this way. And then he explains everything to me. And I was like, well, I never would have seen that coming. Which makes me fear for the DIY world, right? Because there's people out there like laying floors, and I'm like, do they have the moisture barrier on their floor when they're doing that DIY? I don't know. It looks pretty sketch. 26 degrees in Minnesota, Kyle. Ugh, I can't do that. Hi, Roy. Oh, by the way, Steve, I'm pretty sure I'm getting Skin Lab on this weekend. I loaded the song and sent it to Baby Huey yesterday, which reminds me I've got to upload another song for him just so I can play Napalm Death. But yeah, I got you, bro. Fuck yeah, Rodney, you deserve that shit when you cheat on my girl. You better never get caught. You better never get caught cheating in my inner circle because I will never forget. Umberto, did I get the post from Iron Maiden in Chile you tagged me in? Oh, yeah. You know what's the problem, Umberto, is when you tag me in something like that has so many comments, I can't find your comment. I can see the post, but for me to try and uncollapse all those comments to try and find yours is next to impossible. So I wasn't able to like say, yeah, I got it. But yeah. Hey, Kyle. Radio people have also done a lot of cocaine. Well, funny story, Kyle. I'm from Fairfield, where we did a lot of crank because cocaine is expensive. Like a quarter of crank was like $20 and a quarter of cocaine was like $30. So why would I ever do cocaine? Like ever. Cocaine is like espresso. Cocaine gets me about as high as an espresso does. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I kill one of these on the reg. So when I was in high school, I was all about the crank. And BT dubs, I have not done any white powder since like, I don't know, fucking 94, you know, like, cause why? As you have all seen, sleep is my drug of choice. So I'm not doing either of those things ever again, just because I don't want to. Not because I can't, not because it's bad for me, but because if something keeps me from sleep, I will be super pissed. That's part of the reason I don't do acid anymore either, because it just keeps you awake for too long. Oh, good. You got eardrops, Justine? That's good. Yeah. Oof. It's still a big ouch. Oh, good. $50 in tips on Thanksgiving, Dan? People are cheap up there. I would think you'd make a lot more than that. Yeah, you definitely sent me the F word free version. It says clean version right on it. So yes, it better be clean, because if it's not, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. I mean, I did listen to it and I didn't hear anything, nothing stuck out, but you know, I can't always understand what you're saying, bro. Exactly, dude. $100 is $100. Plus this was in like fucking 99 or something, right? That's why I was thinking you might have been there too, because it was like, I think 40 Grit had just put their album out and Machine Head was in between albums, and Unjust, I think, had just gotten signed. I don't remember. Oh God, I don't remember the timing, but it was like around that time period when we were all kind of hanging out all the time. You know, it was like, it must have been like 98, 99-ish, like Lafayette House era. And, but yeah, dude, that shit was epic. I haven't told that story in a long time. Get a Colombian friend. Oh, Kyle, no, I literally have no desire for any of that anymore because, like I said, I love sleep. And if I was going to, now I have an espresso machine at home and an espresso tastes better. Or I also have a Turkish coffee kit at home, which tastes a lot better and gets you jacked. Turkish coffee is way better than cocaine. Yeah, I said it. All right, I am running out of time, guys. Yeah, drugs are bad. Yeah, they cost a fortune. They're expensive. The drip. I've always hated that. So, Kyle, you turned 40, you can't do drugs anymore? I mean, you could, but why? I just like to stick with mushrooms now. I can't even smoke weed because it just gives me the munchies and then I get fat. Dan, you did acid at Disneyland? Join the club, buddy. We've all done acid at Disneyland. I don't know if you know that, but I think pretty much all the kids did that. If you hadn't done acid in Disneyland by like 1991, did you even grow up in the 80s? All right, guys, I got to tap out. Yeah, but in general, I do not advocate the use of recreational drugs. And like I said, sleep is my drug of choice. All the drug experiences I explain are very past tense. I don't know why everybody was back on speed in like 94. Like we all, like, let's face it, the Bay had its problem with speed back in the 80s. And, in the 90s, a lot of people flipped over to heroin and downers and stuff. And I just never got on that trip. And then at one point, I used to be a gamer before I got the repetitive motion injury. And I used to love playing like Mortal Kombat and shit over at a friend's house. But it turned out that friend was a drug dealer. And then everybody knew my friend was a drug dealer, but I was just going over there to play video games. And they'd be like, hey, could you pick me up some shit? But then what happens is you go over there with somebody else's money and you buy the drugs, and your dealer always wants to like line you up and then packs up your drugs. And then you go to bring the drugs to your friend, and then your friend like wants to line you up. And then I was like, all right, why not? All right, why not? I spent a lot of 94 unemployed. So I was like, fuck it, why not? But then after a while, I was like, I'm good. Well, I wasn't unemployed. I was working at a pool hall, so I might as well have been unemployed because it's not like work required any sort of effort. But then after a while, I was like, I don't even like this. I was like, people are going to have to stop asking me to get them drugs because I don't want to do the drugs that I'm getting you. Or just ask me to get you drugs I do want to do, which no one ever did. All right. I'm going to stop talking about drugs like it's still happening. Good night, guys. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. I am planning to drop in every day this week, but I always have the best of intentions and stuff. All right. Take care, guys.